In 2025, something happened that shook the African music industry and sent ripples across the global entertainment stage. For the first time, one of Nigeria's biggest stars, Davido, wasn't just celebrated as an artist. He was officially welcomed into the ranks of the Recording Academy as a voting member for the 2026 Grammy Awards. This was more than just an honor. It was a signal that the voice of Africa, the rhythm of Afrobeats, and the cultural wave from Lagos to the world was no longer on the sidelines. It was now part of the decision-making table at the highest level of music recognition. But what does it really mean to become a Grammy voting member? To most fans, the award show is just about who wins, who loses, and the flashy performances. But behind the scenes, the people who actually determine which songs get nominated, and which ones walk away with that golden gramophone, are voting members of the Recording Academy. These are respected professionals, artists, producers, engineers, songwriters, who have built careers in the industry. They are trusted with shaping music history. And now, Davido's name is among them. This development didn't come out of nowhere. Davido's journey to the Grammy circle has been years in the making. Think back to his early hits, songs like Davido and Fall, tracks that didn't just dominate Nigerian radio but spilled into international playlists. Over the years, he evolved, not just as a hitmaker, but as a global brand. From collaborating with Chris Brown, Popcorn, and Nicki Minaj, to headlining major concerts across Europe and America, he wasn't just representing himself. He was representing an entire generation of African music. And when Afrobeats started storming global charts, Davido was one of the generals leading the charge. His recognition by the Recording Academy was also fueled by his Grammy nominations. Each nomination solidified the fact that Afrobeats wasn't just a local trend, it was a global movement. By the time his name appeared on the voting membership list, the world already knew that Davido had earned his seat at the table. But here's where it gets interesting. Becoming a voting member is not just a title. It's power. It means Davido will now help decide who wins in multiple Grammy categories. He won't just be waiting for results, he'll be influencing them. Imagine an African artist being part of the group that decides whether other African artists get recognized. Imagine Davido casting a vote that could change the trajectory of another young musician's career forever. That's influence. That's impact. The significance of this moment can't be overstated. For decades, African music has been underrepresented in global award shows. Many times, African songs and albums were sidelined into categories like world music, a label that never fully captured the vibrancy or diversity of the sounds coming from the continent. Now, with Davido inside the Academy, the perspectives of African artists and fans stand a better chance of being reflected in those ballots. It is a step toward dismantling old biases and creating space for African genres to be seen as central, not peripheral, to global music. Fans across social media celebrated the news with unrestrained joy. Hashtags like #DavidoGrammy and #OberGrammy 2026 trended as fans flooded timelines with congratulations, pride, and a sense of collective victory. To many, Davido's achievement wasn't just personal. It was proof that their culture, their sound, their identity was finally getting the respect it deserved. Yet, there were also questions. Some people wondered whether this membership would lead to real change or whether it was just a symbolic move by the Recording Academy. After all, representation only matters if it translates into action. Will Davido's presence make it easier for more African artists to get nominated? Will categories expand to include the many subgenres of African music? Or will things remain largely the same? These doubts, however, don't overshadow the larger truth. Davido's new role is a crack in the old walls of exclusion. It might not change everything overnight, but it marks a shift in direction. A reminder that the Grammys are slowly opening their doors to a wider world of music. For Afrobeats as a whole, this moment is monumental. It's about visibility. It's about validation. It's about inspiration. Young artists watching from Nigeria, Ghana, South Africa, and beyond now know that it's possible not just to win awards but to sit on the panels that decide them. It's proof that African voices aren't just being heard, they're being given authority. And for Davido, it's another layer of his legacy. Beyond his albums, beyond his tours, beyond his chart-topping singles, this membership positions him as a cultural ambassador with real leverage in shaping music's future. His influence will no longer be limited to the songs he records, but will extend into the awards that shape careers. So what comes next? In the months leading to the 2026 Grammy Awards, all eyes will be on how Davido uses this power. Will he support emerging African artists in the voting process? Will he push for greater recognition of genres like Afropop, Amapiano, or Highlife? Will he work to make the Academy itself more inclusive? These are the questions fans and critics alike are asking. Regardless of what happens, one thing is clear. This is not just a win for Davido, it is a win for Africa. It's proof that Afrobeats has arrived, not just as a sound that entertains, but as a force that commands respect. From the streets of Lagos to the global stage, the journey has been long, but the destination is finally within reach. Davido's new role at the Grammys is a reminder that the world is listening. The rhythms of Africa are no longer echoes in the background. They are front and center, demanding recognition. And as 2026 approaches, we will see just how far this influence can go. What do you think this means for the future of Afrobeats? Will Davido's presence inside the Academy change the way the Grammys view African music? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like the video, subscribe for more stories on African music's rise, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update.